Hello, my friends. I cannot believe I'm even saying the words 2027, but we are officially in the back half of the year, and I want to talk about what this means for your business. A lot of coaches are about to make a very common, very costly mistake, and they're just going to coast. They're going to coast. Summer hits, energy shifts, kids are home, schedules get looser. It's hard to get back in the groove after that. Vacations are thrown in there. And slowly, quietly, without even being noticed sometimes, the business kind of goes into a chill mode. And that feels totally justified in the moment. But then September could hit and you're wondering why you're starting from scratch, why your revenue dipped a little bit, why you're trying to get momentum again. And I've done this. I have watched hundreds of my clients do this as well. And so I want to give you a heads up and I want to give you a completely different way to approach the next 6 months as we then move into 2027. Because the back half of the year is not a time to slow down. It is a time to really get your ducks in a row, set yourself up. And the coaches who understand that, they're going to walk into January with fire, with momentum already built. And they're not going to spend the first 6 weeks of the new year just trying to get warmed up. They're not even going to spend any part of December planning for 2027 because they were proactive and it was already done. Okay. So every single year around this time, I always do an audit on my business and I start planning for 2027. So what are you doing right now in your business? What are you doing in the back half of the year? Do you have a plan? This is going to determine how your business starts next year. The planning that you do now, the systems you build now, the relationships that you're nurturing now, the offers that you're refining. We're doing a lot of offer refining in our own business right now. This is the foundation for what's available to you in January when the next year hits. I usually start early yearly planning probably in September. I'm actually going to start it in August this year because I'm going to be going on maternity leave. And I do this not because I'm just a planner by nature or that I'm a visionary. It's that I want to create and build and move fast. And I have learned the hard way that a business that doesn't plan is a business that is going to be very reactive, and the reactiveness is going to get very exhausting. So I'm going to pull back the curtains and really just give you a blueprint for the back half of the year, what you can do right now, why most people are just hanging out, chilling, and letting their business go into lax mode. And then we're also going to look ahead into 2027 a bit, and we're going to talk about how to start vision casting for the year before it gets here. So let's first talk about summer, okay? Mentally checking out, energy's lighter, routines are looser, more fun is happening as it should, okay? It's hot out, you're in the water, you're in the living life stage. And of course, your business is built around this to have freedom, okay? Summer should feel like freedom. But there is a massive difference between being very intentional and present in your life during summer and accidentally letting your business go dormant during summer. And the dormant summer is going to be like you're posting less, you're falling off social media, you stop following up with leads, you push back the launch that you were planning, you tell yourself that you're going to restart again when things quote unquote calm down. And then you realize that when things were supposed to quote unquote calm down, nothing magically changes. And energy is harder to get back. Momentum is harder to get back, yada, yada, yada. Okay. And then Q4 hits, which is historically one of the highest converting times of the year in the coaching industry. And then, holy shit, you're not ready. Okay. I don't want this to happen to you. Your audience has gone from warm to cold. If this was the case, your pipeline is now empty. Yikes. If your pipeline is empty, this is your lifeline. And if it runs dry, then you're in trouble. Your systems are possibly dusty. Maybe automations are breaking and you feel like you're starting from scratch a little bit. Okay. This is a trap. And I want you to be prepared. Again, I can't say it enough. That's why I'm doing this episode, to make sure that the right things are in motion so you can keep living your life. I want you to have a super fun summer, but I want the business to also be super lucrative. So here are the questions I want you to sit with. And don't rush through these. If you're multitasking, come back, really let them land. What was your revenue goal this year? What did you set out to make this year? And where are you right now? And what is the gap between those two numbers? Is it closable? Is it closable in the next 6 months? What would it take for you to hit those numbers? Hey friends, I want to tell you about something really special I'm putting together for August. I am hosting a small, intimate 2-day business coaching intensive right here in beautiful Jupiter, Florida, on the beach at a resort. I'm only taking 10 people. That is it, just 10. This is a marketing implementation edition, which means we're not going to talk about what to do. We're going to sit down, we're going to roll up our sleeves, we're actually going to implement it together. Me, my team, you, one of the most beautiful settings I could think of. I did this last year. The results and reviews were insane. These small curated rooms where real breakthroughs happen because you have proximity, real accountability, real momentum, walking out the door. This is what it's all about. So if you want one of those 10 spots, do not wait. Click the link in the show notes, get your name in, get all of the details. August is going to be here before we know it. All right, let's get back to the episode. Let's do some math. Let's do a revenue check-in. Then I want you to move to your offer suite. What offers are actually selling? Have you done an audit? What has gotten zero traction? What needs to be refined? What needs to be retired? What needs to be repositioned? What possibly needs to be launched? Are you clear on your ascension plan? Do you know exactly how a new client enters your world, how long they're in the cycle for, and then what moves them up and out? Like I said, we're doing a big audit on our offer suite right now, all of our funnels. Client experience is another thing to look at too. Like, how are your clients doing? Are they getting results? Are you collecting testimonials? Are there people that you need to be getting testimonials from that you just haven't asked? They said yes, but then they didn't, and you need to follow up with them? Are there people who could be possibly upgraded or re-enrolled, reactivations, possibly referred? Okay. Could you get more referrals? Are you leveraging your affiliates? Then you want to look at your leads as well. Is your pipeline healthy? Are you having enough conversations each week to hit your income goals? How are your paid advertising funnels going? Have you been relying on launches and one-off pushes without a consistent lead flow and system in place in between those launches? Because we don't want to be launch dependent either. And how is your system and team doing as well? What bottlenecks currently exist? Are there any fires that need to be put out? Is there any SOPs that need updating? What would you need to fix or build before you go into that big Q4 push so that the infrastructure can actually hold the growth? I'd also encourage you to check in with energy and alignment, not only with yourself, but across the company culture as well, especially if you have a team. Are you guys still excited and aligned on what you're building? Does everybody know where you're going? Are you in alignment with the direction that you're heading? Or has something shifted and you've possibly been avoiding naming it? So do an audit, get real. I have a free resource for you, and it's a full back half business audit that goes through all of these things. So if you were multitasking and you need to take some time to go through these, then that checklist is going to walk you through all of this in a structured way where you can actually use it. So the link is in the show notes. I want you to grab that. And I don't want you to skip past this, okay? Hey friends, quick pause. Because you're listening to this episode, I want to give you something special, completely on me. I'm gifting you my 23-page cash infusion playbook. This is the exact playbook I use in my own business, hand directly to my clients. It is packed with money-making, needle-moving activities you should be doing every single day to generate revenue and make easy sales. Too many entrepreneurs are spending their time on the wrong things, busy work that feels productive but doesn't pay. And this playbook cuts through all of that, gives you the exact revenue generating activities that actually move the needle forward in your business. Click on the link in the show notes, drop your email, and I'll send it straight to you. It is my gift to you for showing up, doing the work, and listening to this episode. Let's get back to it. Let's get a little bit more tactical here with some of these pro tips. When we talk about client experience, systems and team, energy and alignment, leads, offer suite, revenue, like, well, how can I actually clean it up? Okay. So Q4 is not the time to be figuring out what you're selling. I'll tell you that. Q4 is the time to be freaking selling it loud, clear, bold, with confidence, with conviction, which means right now in the summer, the slower months typically, this is exactly when you should be auditing your offers. Retire what's not working. You need to strengthen what is. You possibly need to sharpen up some of the copy, re-record some videos. Make sure your low ticket trust builders are in place and your ascension plan is clear. This is your low ticket offers, okay? Your tasters, your teasers, your appetizers, low ticket trust builders. Every coach calls it a different thing, okay? But this is how somebody's going to come into your world, pay anywhere from $7 to $27 to possibly even $97. And then they're going to get to know you and like you and trust you and know that you can solve their problem. And then you're going to move them through your ascension plan if it makes sense to do so. So do this now so that when the energy picks up in the fall, you're ready to capitalize on it. The next pro tip is possibly rebuilding your nurture sequence or revisiting your warm audience. So this isn't about showing up less. It is about reaching out to your audience who has not possibly converted yet, who needs another touch point. When is the last time you have gone live? When is the last time you were in your DMs? When's the last time that you reached out to alumni clients? When's the last time that you read your nurture email sequence and does it need to be spruced up a little bit? There's ways that you can rebuild trust that could have possibly faded over some of the times where you possibly weren't as consistent as you could have been. The next thing is plan your launch, okay? October, November, December. Historically, like I said, these are 3 of the highest converting months of the year. People want to get their shit together. They're planning for their next year. They want to be ready to go in 2027. They want to have a plan in place. They are in decision-making mode. They're also in the holidays. They're in the money spending mode. They're reflecting on the year. They're setting intentions for the next year. They're primed to invest. And so you want to capitalize on that energy. You can't wait until October and then start planning your launch. You need to be mapping it out now. What are you launching? When? What does the marketing runway look like? What does your funnel look like? Is your team on board? Are your assets in place? The next thing is investing in your growth. If you need help with any of all of the above that I just said, have yourself a mentor. Investing in mentorship, education, proximity, especially maybe during some of these slower times in business, attending an event, doing a deep dive on something, doing a VIP day. There's a gap in your business and the investment that you make is going to fill that gap and then come back to you tenfold. It should. That's what an investment is for. You're investing and it should come back to you. What's the ROI on you getting education, mentorship, and proximity? The next thing is take time to document your SOPs. I talked about this in the previous episode, but if you're planning to grow in 2027, which you should be, okay, I know you are, especially if you're listening to this episode, you're a go-getter, your systems need to be able to hold that growth. So use the back half of this year to get a little bit more organized, cleaning up your SOPs, your CRM system, tightening your onboarding processes, making sure the infrastructure is ready for more. Because when growth comes, you want to be welcoming it, not scrambling to hold it together. It's never too early to do that, even if you're a one-man show, okay? Guess what? Therapist to Coach Startup School is back. If you've been sitting on the fence, this is your sign. We're spending 5 days together, making sure you know exactly what you need to do to successfully expand into coaching. If you're feeling maxed out, maybe you're fully booked, maybe you have a cap on your income, you're sick of trading dollars for hours, this is for you. You genuinely love being a therapist, but you want more freedom, more flexibility, more security in your life. Maybe you're already in your coaching business, but you're on this revenue roller coaster and you can't seem to get consistent clients. I can help with that too. It's all happening August 17th through August 21st. Come spend 5 days with me. I'll be your business coach. We'll meet for about 90 minutes every evening, and you're going to get a full week of intensive business education broken down into digestible bites you can actually take action on. The legal stuff, the ethics of adding coaching, how to create and market a profitable program, how to choose the right audience, how to charge high ticket rates, how to pick a niche that passes the high ticket test, and so much more. Stop talking about it. Let's do the damn thing. Click the link in the show notes and I'll see you inside. So let's zoom out. Let's recap. I want to talk about 2027 for a second, and I want to say something that might feel a little premature, but I promise you it's not. Okay, it's not too early to start thinking about next year. And if you're waiting to do your yearly planning until November, December, then you're late. you're already behind. And I know from building a business for the past 6 years and now just crossing 5 million in sales that the vision for the following year, okay, whatever year you're in, it needs to be clear enough that your back half of the year is actually building towards your vision for the following year. Your Q4 launch should be in service of a 2027 goal, because what you launch in 2024 is going to flood into your 2027 revenue. Your team hire should be in service of a 2027 goal. Your offer suite refinement should be in service of a 2027 goal. You cannot back half without a vision for what you're backing into, if that makes sense, okay? So here are the questions I want you to sit with as you start to vision cast for 2027. What is your revenue goal for 2027? Be specific. Not more than this year, like an actual number. Reverse engineer it. What offers need to hit? What does your revenue goal look like? Be specific. Not more than this year, like an actual number, and then reverse engineer it. What offers need to exist to hit that number? How many clients and customer count do you need? What is the price point? What does your lead flow need to look like to support that? And what does your life look like too? Not just your business, but your life. Like my life personally is going to look a lot different in 2027. I'm going to have a newborn, okay? And I'm planning my business around that. I'm planning my launches around that. I'm preparing my team around that. So how many hours are you at your desk? What kind of presence do you want to have with your family? What does freedom actually mean to you at that level? And then how can you design your business around your life? That's what entrepreneurship is about. What also needs to be built or refined between now and January? Your offer suite, systems, team, marketing infrastructure, anything with your personal brand and your voice. Like what gaps need to be filled from where you are and the start of next year? What is the path to close them? More importantly, this is probably the most important thing I'll say all episode. Who do you need to become? I always say that the business expands at the pace that you do, and your business will never outgrow your consciousness. So who is the version of you that is running the 2027 business? What does she believe? How does she operate? What does she let go of? What has she stepped into? This is identity work. This is important work. This is the work that most coaches want to skip because it is the hardest work. It's much easier to just go down a 10-step checklist or outsource to ads or whatever the case is than actually look at yourself in the mirror and make some changes at an identity level. And then they wonder, well, why is the strategy not landing? Well, did you become the version of yourself to make the strategy land? So who do you need to become? Start here, start now. The back half of the year is here. This is a time to plan, to revamp, to refine so that we can hit the gas in the new year, and especially as we move into Q4. This is not a slow season. I want you to keep living your life, okay? But I don't want the business to slow down or hit a plateau while you're living your life. Both can happen simultaneously, especially as we talk about breaking founder dependence, which was another episode that I recorded right before this one. Okay, so if you haven't listened to that one, go back and listen to that. You guys are not behind. You do have a choice right now. You can coast or you can get strategic and you can hit 2027 with a bang. My love is with you. If you need help with any of this, I would be honored to help you. I would be honored to be your business coach and guide you through all of these strategies, help you break founder dependence, get your SOPs in place, and have the most killer revenue year that you have ever had. It is all possible for you. Let's finish strong together, and I will see you in the next episode.